Shadowtoys is nothing but a no good reviewer who worked for the Empire. An empire of 700 subscribers. 7, all your happy faces, starring Happy is Happy. Remember that show? It was so wholesome. Anyways, as you can tell, I'm excited. 700 subscribers. Thank you. Seriously, thank you. 700 people, over 700 people said, yup, and hit that button. It means a lot. It does mean a lot. And I do these videos as kind of a thank you, just catch up, play around, just kind of just relax and say thank you and shout out those who have subscribed to bring us all here to 700 subscribers and growing. So it does mean a lot. I've noticed, I've seen quite a few of you have been sharing my stuff, and I know it's stupid, but it got me a little emotional. Just a tiny drop. It's like, wow, you know, like a bunch of you thought my stuff is good enough, or the figure or whatever was good enough to share with people, that, you know, you're actually, hey, take a look at this. You know what I mean? Even if it's not my video, it's just the figure or whatever, but I really appreciate it. It means a lot. It helps a whole lot. Obviously, subscribing, watching through, all the liking, commenting, sharing, of course, all that stuff. You know, YouTube loves it. You know, where they give us little analytics and give us little how things are going and stuff. It really messes with you as, you know, a creator and an artist, because it's so confusing. It's like, I can't really explain it, but it's like people are watching, but I'll get into that later. But let's get into shout outs first, and I apologize if I destroy anyone's names here, but we got Ice-T, O'Brien R5, Cliff Wilson, Owen R5, and then we got Cliff Wilson, Taco Emperor, Brad Stone, Pirepix, Pegasus King, Carlos L, Carlos Abreu, AJ Workshop, Local MMA/PH, Bill the Orc, Captain Firebeard Baker, Brendan Power, Starzen, Ray Finity, Adonis Pat, Clayton Olinger, Joshua Hernandez, Jolop333, Mr. No Life, and that's with the K, very clever, Hunter Outlaw, Stalanka and Sons Toys, You Wanna Beef, Parker and Troy's Awesome Channel, Moana 1228, Kenny Chung, Nick Lobedo, Eugenus Morflam, Masamune, 88 Gilberts, Satham Satal, Vincent Paega, Glitch Gremlin, Risty Ningram, Sokerman, Toy Page, Khaleesi Nariko, Dave D, Tabitha Jones, and Sad Nagato. Great names, by the way. Thank you all so much for, again, just hitting that subscribe button, thinking my stuff is good enough to follow and subscribe like that. Thank you. Unbelievable. Thank you so much. And I am on Instagram. I try and focus on both things. This is my main focus, YouTube, but I am on Instagram. I'm pretty active on Shadowtoys. This is the toy selling page. And I also have Shadowtoy Photography, which is the, you know, adjacent to this channel. This channel, Shadowtoys Photography, and my Instagram is Shadowtoy Photography. So be sure to follow on there. Thank you for subscribing. Domo, gracias, danka. And those who haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? You know, I mean, I get a little rated R here, but it makes me feel like, geez, good enough to fuck, but not good enough to date. Oh, man. I see how it is. Okay. It's not the first time I've been in a relationship like that. But anyways, I appreciate the views. It helps. Thank you so much. Let's move on to the topics of the evening, which is the figure of the year. Well, middle of the year, technically. End of the year is coming up. It's around the corner. End of summer. This is August when this is being filmed. Spoiler, the number one toy that was made this year, I gotta say, don't hate me on this, but hear me out, is the McFarlane Batmobile. I know, I mean, it's not really a figure, but I mean, a Batmobile for $60. Nothing's going to beat that this year. I know some of you might be thinking, well, what about the Vamp? G.I. Joe Vamp, that might come out, could be $40. True, but it's Vamp. It's not a Batmobile. A Batmobile for $60. That's unbelievable. Kudos to them. I mean, McFarlane, you know from my videos, I wish they would do different things like scale and pinless and all that. But that Batmobile for $60, you can't beat it. You can't. Nothing's going to beat it this year. I mean, I'll be surprised if something does. I mean, the Batplane was obviously a little bit more normal price for 1/12 scale vehicles, is about $250. But a $60 Batmobile, that's unbelievable. And apparently it's quality. I do have it. I haven't quite messed with it just yet, but I've seen all the videos. Friends of mine have it, personal friends. I've seen things online just like you have, and nothing's gonna beat that thing. Nothing. All right, let's move on to the actual figure of the year. What has been best made? Just overall, no issues, just quality, a fair price we'll take into account, just overall great. So first off, the number one newcomer, here, let's mess with some figures over here because I'm chatting a lot here. We got Cad Bane. I just opened this from Hasbro, I think yesterday, honestly, and yeah, the effect is just awesome. I'm loving it. They did get rid of some articulation on here, but obviously this isn't figure of the year, but it's, I don't want to say it's okay. I mean, they did good paint apps. Getting rid of articulation is never a good thing, but that kind of leads into the next point. The number one newcomer of the, like, best new company of the year has got to be Shadowtoys. I mean, I know they haven't gotten anything really out yet. Some, I think a couple figures. I don't have anything just yet, but I did see, like you all did at San Diego Comic-Con, all the Street Fighter and, oh geez, I'm blanking, Cyberpunk, the Cyberpunk stuff. Oh my gosh, it looks so good. And the articulation on those, it's exactly what I've been saying, complaining, whatever you want to say, what I've been saying that these toys need. It's double ball pegs, bicep and thigh cuts, double jointed, everything, extra hands, extra heads, effect pieces for like $25. They did say they might go up to 30, but for all that today, perfectly beautifully painted, they might throw in soft goods. Like, I know they won't stay at $30, but with all that articulation, and if it works and the materials feel well, like I said, I haven't gotten any yet. I did pre-order Chun-Li, and I am going to go in on those Street Fighters and Cyberpunk and anything else they come out with. I am so down for. I mean, just get other properties and licenses. Do it, Jada, because congratulations. I mean, good job. Round of applause for them. I mean, goodness gracious. They're probably going to have figures of the year. I mean, next year, watch out, and years to come. Jada, keep an eye on Shadowtoys. There's a ton of new companies coming out, and we've just been getting steamrolled this year with stuff. But anyways, as you know, we've been getting killed, and we take a step back, and I'm going to look at figures that almost made the cut for figure of the year. They're not going to be on the list, but I feel like they need honorable mentions, plus customs. You know, obviously customs aren't going to be figure of the year, but just enjoying what we have. Just thankful for, you know, a lot of us have been collecting, new collectors. You may have a lot, you may have a little, maybe just starting out, but we've been bombarded this year, bombarded by all companies, all sites. So much stuff has came out. I feel like everything from 2020 is like come back and is now in 2023, and we're just getting, there's so much to choose from. It's too much. It's killing us there. So yeah, anyways, well, let's move on to some other figures here. This Cad Bane is really, really sweet, despite his, I don't want to even say limitations, because he can still, you know, get his leg up, and, you know, they put the nice ball peg in there, so that works. Man, he's pretty good. Very happy with this. Well, let's move on. Let's see where I can put Mr. Bane there. To some other things. Here's some, I'm going to jump all around, no particular order. Here's Mr. Freeze. Mezco has caught up and is killing it this year. Yeah, they've been catching up on their past figures that have been delayed. I think they only have about 6 sets or just figures to go. I know that it's technically maybe like 9 or 12, but just, yeah, they've definitely caught up a lot. It used to be double that, or even maybe like almost 30 figures behind, but they definitely caught up. No help to our wallets, but yeah, I mean, this figure would have made the cut. I mean, everything's great about him. I mean, he just is slightly hindered. I mean, again, I'm not knocking it because the material's good. It's a great figure. It deserves an honorable mention. I mean, the light effect, it's just so sweet. So sweet. The lights are drowning it out. But yeah, it's just excellent. So good. The frost, the flocked frost. I like these extra little things they're doing. Mezco's definitely #1 in innovations when it comes to figures. They're definitely trying the most out. Let's get it out of Victor over there, and let's bring in the Brainiac Custom, which just saw and reviewed. I feel like I didn't really get to pose him around a little bit, so let's kind of give him a pose. Yeah, I got a few customs to make. Geez, like a dozen. How many DC? I got 1 finished. I got 3, 4 DCs to go that I could think of. 5 I want to do. 4 I have the materials for. I just got to put together. Take the time and put together. But overall customs, I got 2 or 3 more Metal Gears to go. Maybe more. Nah, I think that's about it. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Just so many customs. I'm enjoying making customs. I mean, getting a little impatient. I am going to put a cap on it pretty soon because it is getting a little expensive buying all these parts and pieces, and I'll just be patient. But it's like, Mezco, I don't want to have to scold you, but it's like, you can't make us wait 10 years to finish our Batman rogues. I mean, I understand the prolong of the company, but like, I'm happy to... Catwoman, for example. Catwoman came out, what, 5 years ago? Maybe less. Who cares? I would get an updated Catwoman, you know what I mean? So you could go, make the rogues, do the best you could do, get them out, and yeah, years down the line, you update and innovate, and yeah, I'll take a look, you know what I mean? I mean, Catwoman had problems, but let's say she didn't, still the single-jointed elbows and knees. You know, Catwoman needs to be like Spider-Man, needs to be super flexible. But yeah, let's get Brainiac out of here. Let's move on to another one that kind of surprised me. Here's Figure Arts Obi-Wan. A little different. He's got really nice neck movement. But yeah, last point on Mezco, just please make us the bat people, bat rogues, and DC is what we came for, and Marvel, you own it. Other properties, Power Rangers, Indiana Jones. I'm excited for Mezco. All right, now we're catching up to Figure Arts. I'm sure I'll bring out more Mezcos, but yeah, this one surprised me. It may not look it on camera, but these cloth goods are high quality. And why am I excited and making a point about these? Because, you know, I'm into the Naruto Figure Arts, and they need to make some Akatsuki. And if they do, and they all wear these robes, they have to just do the base figure underneath and put the robe over them, like the show, and manga. Because, yeah, I mean, I like this Obi-Wan. I don't like how he's only got articulation at the bottom there. I like how they did give him a sort of a bicep cut there. But the single joints are killing me, like Star Wars. You're doing it all around. Single joints everywhere. He's a little restricted with his skirt. His skirt's super tough. It's like double layered, and this is unbelievably thick. So you can't really kick up. But he deserves an honorable mention because he's got a wired hood. I don't know if I could get him. Oh man, I'm not doing this justice because it looks quite terrible right now. But there you go. He's kind of giving you old man Luke there a little bit. But yeah, if they could, it feels quality. It's got wired. Maybe they'll have to do obviously a little bit better than this. Maybe more in the best Lee realm. Hire that guy. Dude, I mean, geez. Got a little pocket there. It's stitched well. It feels quality. You know, Obi-Wan. I know that's not the theme song, but I love Book of Boba Fett. It was pretty good. I think Boba Fett, really. But yeah, I want more figure arts, Star Wars, and obscure characters like Dasan, who we just took a look at. It was excellent. Thank you, Customs Cave, for this head sculpt. Dasan. Dasan, my favorite Sith, not a Sith. But yeah, I mean, I was thinking about Star Wars and the collections today and how retro, or just back in the day, the 70s, 80s, how they got all these obscure characters. And they're starting to do that now, you know, with little droids and things like that. I like the HK-87 here, what they did here with the, again, cloth goods. They're doing it. You're doing it. It's painted really well. It does feel like it's lacking something. I guess maybe just a wash. Like Hasbro, just throw a wash over it and perfect. Like, that looks great. Really good job. Neat, clean. No, like, sloppy spillover paint. You know, it's very nice and crisp in the helmet there. You know, it just needs a wash. Just a bit of a wash. It's the only thing it's missing. And these will be perfect. I mean, they're upping the prices. They're getting rid of articulation. They're adding cloth goods. Okay. It's like accessories are hit and miss, but they're appropriate for the Star Wars characters more. Now that they made blast effects like with Cad Bane, they really need to start incorporating that more, not with just deluxe sets. Just put that standard. Like Jada, like I said, is doing it. You know, and the space, we're getting bombarded. All these companies are vying for our dollar like madmen on the stock market or something like that. Just like, sell, buy. It's like, all right. But, you know, we can't, not all of us can afford everything. I mean, what do most people have? $100 a week budget? Was that $400 a month? $50? $200 a month? $100 a month? Less? More? I mean, let's say it's $100 a month. That's one figure maybe. That's 2-3 figures of, you know, like a Hasbro, Jada, whatever. You know what I mean? There's not much wiggle room here anymore. Back to Mezco. Which is kind of outside this realm, but yeah, but Mezco's kind of, they can get a little, a lot, doing a lot of pre-orders at once. I get it, but I was gonna light him up, but I guess I really don't need to. The light is doing that effect. But yeah, I'm glad they're kind of cooled down a little bit since Comic-Con. Give us a little bit of a rest. Holidays are around the corner. You know, I do want to collect these Batman Rogues, like I've been saying, and Marvel and stuff like that, but just at a decent pace, not one a week. That's a little much. Maybe, I don't know. I'm just throwing ideas out there. Release a figure and then put a 112 up for pre-order, and then hook up the LDD and 5 points people with a pre-order 1 week and the other week. You know, that gives kind of a little bit of a balance. That gives us about, you know, 12 to 24 characters a year. I'd rather have closer to 24, but that's a lot. 2 figures a month plus one releasing. I mean, if we do the paying for, it's a balance. It's a juggle. I'm juggling. You know, it's crazy. But anyways, they got to help us. They got to realize this, you know, and because I don't want to see good companies go out. No one wants to miss out on stuff, but, you know, I want to support Jada Toys and have that room, and other companies make it easy when they don't do quality stuff or not releasing characters I want. You know, it's like, well, now I have a couple extra bucks and I can support this company and that one. This is another great figure, by the way. Go back to figures of the year. Another honorable mention. He's not going to make the list. He should, though. I mean, it's the perfect Ghost Rider. The only reason is just his head is just a little, it can pop off a little easy because the light effect in there, the light effect is awesome. I mean, it makes it look like he's lit up. You do have to pop that out and hit the switch and then pop his head back on, which is a little tedious. They did fix that with the next character I'm going to be speaking about. But yeah, this I mean, his bike, I would bring out the vehicles and show the vehicles, but there's just not enough space. I don't have enough space. I have figures and boxes everywhere. There's just not enough space. I want to make the space. Hopefully this channel keeps growing and I can get a bigger space, make more room. But yeah, it's been tough. But this figure moves well. It's great. I mean, he sits on the bike. You can get him on fairly quickly and easy, which is another good selling point. Great accessories. It's just the one little thing. You just got to, when it's figure of the year, you got to be ruthless. And there's so many from Mezco. The Crow was, honestly, you can make that figure. You call that figure of the year. That was perfect. No QC, not that I know of. And I'll count it. Even if a handful of people had QC, it counts, because I don't want to be, well, it didn't happen to me, so it's fine. You know, like, no, that kind of disqualifies a figure. I didn't hear any QC about this guy or the Crow, but you could just call it the Crow if you want. But yeah, I really like this light up effect, but they fixed it. And this figure is so underrated. This is this Ultraman. I love it, how they have the button. It's like right here, and you just push on and push off. That's perfect. That is so playable. I'm not knocking it. I don't have to hold it down or anything like that. Like Mezco with this figure perfected their light up. I mean, that's great. And he moves so well. And people will say, well, I guess you might hit on the light by mistake and then can't find it to turn it off. But he moves so well. But people say, oh, you know, the material might crack and rip. I mean, I'm in New York. We get all the seasons, all the flavors of the seasons. We get, you know, we've gotten below 0 and we've gotten over 100 degrees. So, you know, it depends. Don't leave your figures in the sun, especially any figures, especially in Mezco. And just make sure it's no direct sunlight. You know what I mean? And just not a very hot or a very cold place, just very temperature controlled, just a room or a closet or something like that. And they'll be fine. I mean, if you live in Phoenix, you know, then I don't really know. Or if you live in Australia or something, somewhere really hot all the time, Texas, you know, I can't speak to that. You know, if the materials don't hold up, you know, then maybe that's something Mezco needs to look at. I am kind of talking about well, like you just said, oh, if it didn't happen to you. But again, that's what kind of disqualifies it. And it does get a little wrinkly. I'm not too sure. I've been keeping him in the static pose because I'm afraid he's going to get permanent wrinkles in his outfit. I mean, those you can't do anything about in there because his arms need to bend and move. Well, now I keep knocking it. But you usually don't knock it that much. I mean, keep in mind, I'm over a camera, so it's a little bit difficult. My hands are gonna be all over the place. But the only thing that disqualifies this figure is his other head doesn't really stay on. It pops off a little too easy. And again, when you're going for figure of the year, you got to be cutthroat. But this figure is perfect. I mean, that's just the tiniest, littlest gripe. I mean, this figure is so perfect regardless. I mean, he looks amazing. Comes with beautiful, beautiful accessories. I mean, he's got great articulation. Whoops, I keep hitting that. Goodness, and I was talking so much praise, giving it so much praise. And they're making me look like a liar. All right, let me get him out of here. Let's move on. We're almost done. This will be a short one. I usually like to go long on these, but there's a lot to get through, and I decided to kind of break it up and show other figures off. I'm not sure if I showed Kusanagi on the Oh man, I forgot her name. Another Figma female body. Yeah, she matches. Skin tone is perfect. I mean, it's looking kind of yellowish over this light. I do have 3 lights on in here, so the bounce is going to be crazy. But yeah, I thought that looks really well. And then the other one, I know it's not Emily. I forgot her name. Shoot. Wait, it's right over there. Can I see it? No, I can't see it. Yeah, she fits on there. Because you know how Kusanagi can change bodies and stuff like that. She can plug in and be undercover. So it's maybe that's their geisha form or whatever. There's her gun in the back there. I got the cloth. I think this is a GPS lot. Because honestly, my arm with the jacket one broke. I think I mentioned this before. I know I've shown this figure before. So I was like, you know what? I like the cloth goods anyway, and it looks a lot better. And a little bulky on this one, but moving her around and posing, it's got a wire, actually zips. It looks fantastic. Another one you've seen, but I kind of took another crack at, is Matilda. I mean, you've been seeing this one for a while, especially if you've been following. But I did repaint the body to kind of match the face there, because I noticed in other videos, and if you go back and watch in other videos and look at her, I did all her hands and feet and everything like that. It's a little, I noticed, I was like, oh shoot, the body's a little off. It's not matching quite as well as I thought it was. So yeah, I painted this one myself, but this is a Flashpoint Customs custom idea kit. You know, I can't take credit for this. Flashpoint is another one, like Customs Cave, who is a Hot Toys level head painter. I mean, there's a lot of them out there, but they're a few of my favorites, and who I support and vibe with. I wish I could support everyone. There's just a lot for everyone. I think that might be it. Now, let me get one more out of here. Let's see if I could put these ladies to the side and get one more figure before we go. My voice is getting raspy. I need a drink of water. Water, of course. I wish I could drink. Well, it goes to another thing. You know, I've mentioned before, you know, I have Meniere's disease, which causes me to have unpredictable and sudden, violent vertigo episodes. Not like violent, like I cause violent, but causing me to get really, really sick and not be able to do much. And with all the fires blowing down from Canada and stuff like that, it's been a little rough, but I try and get as many videos out as possible. And I am active as much as possible, even if I can't do anything. I'm stuck in bed. You know, I'll catch up on anime and other media and stuff like that. I'm so behind on a lot of movies. Like, I haven't seen Megan or The Whale yet. I don't even think I've seen John Wick 4 yet. You know, I'm way, way behind. I haven't been in the movies in forever. But, yeah, I mean, kind of what's the point? You know, you just wait and they come out anyways. But until next time, one with a little Resident Evil behind the scenes.